Hello, hello. Hey guys, how are you? I hope that you are all well and safe and that you're doing well in quarantine life. Go week 7 or whatever, that's what we're on in Texas right now. So I just hope you guys are all safe and well and enjoying homeschooling for those of you who have children like I do. Anyway, this week I wanted to shake things up a little bit, do it a little bit differently because as you may have seen in the subject of my newsletter this week, my email, it said that next week's my birthday. Yay! And I love birthdays. I love celebrations. I love parties. But unfortunately, due to COVID-19, I will not be having a party this year. Boo-hoo. But nevertheless, I was thinking a few weeks ago about what I could do that would be fun for my birthday. And I actually thought of you guys. And I wanted to invite you and take this opportunity to invite you guys to a 100% free challenge that I am going to launch starting the 1st of June. Now, let me share a little bit about it just so you guys understand what it is. And I'll give you a little bit of context and then explain a little bit more about the challenge as well. Each year when I hit my birthday, and some of you will relate because I'm sure you might do this as well, but each year when I hit a new birthday, similar to what I do at the end of a calendar year, I take a little bit of time and I think about what is this coming year about for me? What am I feeling is highlighted? Where am I really wanting to go? Do I have any specific words or even scriptures or something that I feel God's talking to me about in this season? What's it going to be about? And just like I did at the end of last year, those of you who received my newsletter or were subscribed at the end of 2019, I actually felt that the coming year for me has to do a lot with healthy habits. And so let me just touch on that for a couple of minutes in case those of you who weren't subscribed to my newsletter last year or maybe didn't get the email or didn't see it. I'll tell you a little bit about what this email was that I sent out last year. At the end of 2019, I was sitting down, I was thinking about my goals and my dreams, which I do because I like that kind of thing. I love dreaming about the future. But I was sitting down thinking about my goals and dreams, jotting down some ideas of what I thought 2020 would be about. And I was excited because not only were we hitting a new year, but we were hitting a new decade. And I was like, woohoo, this feels really exciting. This next 10 years just feels like a really important chunk of time. And so I'm just sitting down, jotting down a few ideas about the year. And I felt God just sort of tap me on the shoulder, Holy Spirit just sort of say, hey, Melissa, I want to ask you a question. What if, rather than just setting some goals for 2020, what if you looked at 2020 as the foundational year upon which the next 9 would build? And so you looked at 2020, you treated 2020 as a year where you're going to actively lay some foundational things in place so that in the future you would be set up for success, not just short-term success, but also long-term success. And so I was sort of like, oh yeah, that sounds good. And so I just really felt the Holy Spirit draw my attention specifically to habits, because the things that we do habitually in our lives ultimately really make or break us, in the sense of where you're going long term. The healthy habits that we have take us towards more health and vitality. Unhealthy habits that we have take us more towards disease or unhealthiness, and it can be anything from emotional health to physical health to spiritual health to relational health to financial health, however you want to look at it. The habits we have are actually really significant in our lives. And I just, when God sort of drops a truth bomb on you and you're like, gosh, there's actually a lot of wisdom in this. And I just felt like, okay, 2020 is a year for me to set life-giving habits into place. Obviously, I started out on that, and I actually sent the word out to you guys as well, because I really felt like for some of you, you were going to resonate with it too. And you're like, oh yeah, that 2020 would feel like, when I sent out the word about it being for habits, some of you would sort of think like, yeah, this actually is a word that feels relevant for me too. And so that was started out the year, and then lo and behold, a global pandemic hits, and suddenly everything is thrown upside down and out of kilter. And, suddenly we're doing things that we're not expecting to do, and we're not doing things that we were expecting to do. And so I realized that, okay, like many of you, what I thought was going to happen and what I thought this year was going to look like isn't exactly what this year looks like. And so my birthday has felt a little bit like an invitation to a reset. Now, like many of you, I've already got some good habits in place, but I really felt that if I wanted to take seriously the word that God had given me at the end of last year, I actually needed to get really intentional about getting back on track and setting some of those habits in place that I had kind of done, but I actually wanted to go up and actually really lock them in so that they truly became habits. Because once something is a habit, you're technically not really thinking about it anymore. You're actually just doing it. And so I want to invite you guys to this habit that I am going to this habit challenge that I'm going to be starting So for the rest of May, what I'm going to be doing is, if you want to join, I'm setting up a Facebook group. Click the link below. It's 100% free, like I said. And each month for the rest of 2020, I'm going to be focusing on one life-giving habit. Think of it as like self-care meets spirituality meets healthy living, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be inspirational. I'll be posting videos in there. There'll be open discussions. It'll be invitational in the sense that, you're welcome to contribute your thoughts and ideas as well. And you are welcome to invite friends and family too. It is going to be one of those things that my heart is that it would be light, a light burden and an easy yoke. It would not be heavy or oppressive. I'm not going to be drill sergeanting anybody. And it's also going to be flexible and adaptable for you and your own season. I'm going to have free templates in there that you can download, that you can track your progress. I'm going to have some questions and heart prompts, heart conversations that you're going to be able to ask, questions you can ask yourself to really just find where the life is for you and how to engage and how to lean in, so that it's not just another, like I said, not another to-do list, not another task list. And in saying that, I want to say, even as I talk about this, if I'm talking about it and it sounds exciting and it sounds like, oh yeah, something's stirring in your heart, then jump in. But if it feels like it's something that's just, oh my goodness, like I've already got so much, I'm already feeling so overwhelmed. There's already, some of you may have just had babies, or maybe you've just been really deeply impacted by the whole virus, or maybe your finances have been thrown out, or your jobs have been thrown into uncertainty, all sorts of things. I know everybody has had a different experience with the COVID-19. And so what I don't want this to do is feel like something heavy. I don't want it to feel like something burdensome to you. So if that's how it's feeling, be released. No pressure, no condemnation. It's just let it go, and you can visit it later if you want, or you can just let it go. No big deal. But I know for some of you, and the reason, and I return back to the reason that I even sent out that word to you guys at the end of last year. I actually feel like, just as it is for me, for some of you, this year is actually a very pivotal year. And the word pivotal was really resonating in my heart when I was thinking about what I was going to share, even on this video. And I just want to actually read the definition to you. It says, pivotal means of crucial importance in relation to the development or success of something else. And so I am actually doing this and putting myself out there and even making myself accountable to you guys by saying, I'm going to give myself to the rest of this year to develop the life-giving habits that I felt like God's called me and invited me into developing. And for my own accountability's sake, I am inviting you guys to come and join me. I want you to benefit from it so that you can be accountable to me and accountable to each other. And I'm also putting it out there because I actually want to be accountable to you. I actually want to follow through on what I feel this invitation is. And so me putting this video and even getting it out there for you guys is me going, okay, I'm taking this seriously. I didn't know how this year was going to go so far, but I'm picking up where I've left off. I'm picking up some of the things where I've, fallen off the boat. I'm getting back on again, and I'm actually going to dedicate the rest of this year to doing what I feel like God's inviting me to do. And if that word about it being a pivotal year for you, a year where you're going to have where you're building a platform or a foundation upon which you feel that you're being called to build upon, then I would just say, go with that burning feeling in your heart. If your heart's responding to this, if it's stirring you, if something's feeling excited or stirred up or motivated, then just join the group and just come on board with me, because I feel like there's an invitation, and I don't even fully understand what's going to unfold yet, but I am excited. And so I am going to be giving my all to this, because I actually want to finish this year well. And if you feel inspired to join me, I would love to have you. So thanks so much for taking the time to listen to this message. I realize it's almost 9 minutes long, but I will be bringing out more information in the weeks to come in the newsletter, and would just love to have you guys along for the ride if you'd like to join me too. Love you all, and I'll chat soon. Okay, bye.